Hello all, welcome back to CSK Technologies. Today we'll be learning how to make this model. This was given as a tool test. Now let us begin by understanding the drawing. There are three views provided to us: the front view, the top view. This view is called an auxiliary view. The auxiliary view is taken with respect to this edge and is projected in this direction, so we get a better picture of this shape or your profile. Now, we usually begin by making the base and then start adding material one after the other. So let us see how to do that step by step. Here we'll be using CATIA as the CAD tool. You can try this in various other softwares as well. So let's begin. Clicking on start mechanical design, it shows you part design. It opens the part design workbench for you. Let me begin by making this base, which is 40 by 5, and the material is actually added up to 60. Now, I like to add the material symmetrically because I have this also 70, which is symmetrical with respect to the center. So it is easier for me to maintain these dimensions if I take a symmetrical extrusion. Also, for these whole features, you can directly mirror them if the body is extruded symmetrically. Now, I am using the pad command. Pad again is used to add material. With respect to this, let's try to make the sketch and maintain the dimensions whatever they have given. I am trying to maintain symmetry first. This is supposed to be 40, this is supposed to be 5. Now, while adding the material, let us see that we are supposed to add to 60. Now, since I want to do it symmetrically on both the sides, I will use an option which is called mirrored event. Whenever you see a parameter which is called mirrored event in CATIA, you have to give half the dimension because it multiplies it by 2 and then adds the material. As you can see, it takes 30 on this side, 30 on the other side. This is your base. Now, we have to add this circle to the body. So first let us remove the shape of the existing body and then try to add it. To do so, we require an axis which is at 10 distance. Now let me take a plane at 10 distance. This is my reference plane wherein I need the axis on. Let's try to make a sketch or a pocket wherein I'd like to cut the material. Again, I'd like to do it from the center. You can do it from the base as well, no issues. Now, I'd like to take a center point arc which we have seen in the previous class and then try to use the constraints to constrain it. This is a diameter. Diameter is actually supposed to be 18. So let me take that as 18 and then close the profile. We need to cut this through. So one direction I do up to next. We need to do it in this direction as well. So I'll just do it in the other direction too. Now, next I'd like to add the same circle up to 70. Again, I'd like to do it symmetrically. So I'll take the center and then start working on it. Here, since I already have a reference, I can use this reference and then start making the circle. This has to be done mirrored event up to 35 because the overall length I'd like is 70. Now, on this plane which is at 10, you have this shape, this profile as you can see. So let me try to make this first. Let me try to use the plane and create a sketch for my references. Now I'd like the body to be this way. Let me just take the 3D view and check if it's correct. It's towards the other side. Now, the distance to that particular end of the line is 40. Let me go back to your sketch view and show it to you. The angle between these two is 60 and the length of the extruded part in an angle is 50. The length is supposed to be 50. Now, let us understand that the feature is not till 50. It starts from about 3 mm away from 50. The 3 has this shape. So if we can take a plane here first and give another plane at 3, on that plane we can try to make the addition of material of 18 dia. Let's see how to do that. Create a plane. You have various options of creating a plane. You can use any option which is apt for me. I am using that. I am trying to create an offset to this to up to 3. On the newly created 3 mm plane, I'd like to make the circle. On this, I'd like to make this circle. Now we know that the circle is of 18 dia. So let's try to see, give it 18 dia. Now, how much do you want to add the material? You cannot give a certain dimension for it because it will interfere with the body or go away from the body. So there is an option while addition of material is that you can only do it till the immediate next body or next surface. So if I say up to next, it takes it up to the immediate next surface without creating a body inside a body. Now, on the same or the other plane, let us try to make the sketch whichever is given in the auxiliary view by considering this as the center, whichever is the line point, which is the center. The construction manner. Let's we go back to the normal view. Now, we know the shape is of this way. So let us take let us take a circle and give it 10.5 radii with respect to the center. Now, there are two others arcs as well at a distance of 38, which is R4. So let me try to take that too. It's in line with this, so it is already coincident in line with this, which is actually R4. You can mirror this onto the opposite side. If you do not have a vertical axis, use an infinite center line. Even that will help do so. Let us take a bitangent line. We are trying to achieve the shape. Let's trim off whatever is not needed. Now, we know that the distance between these two is actually 38. Since we mirrored, we don't have to maintain symmetry. Now, this should actually be added up to this face. So, I can just flip the direction and select till where I want to create the addition of material. This creates the addition of material. Now, let me go back to the isometric view and show it to you. This is how it looks like. There are a few internal cuts. I'd like to do this using a groove command because it's a little more easier for me. So let me try to show you how the groove command works. You can use the groove, select the sketch. See, the axis center is in line with this plane, so I'd like to use that. I already have an existing axis, so I'd like to use that as well. I need these two references, so I'll be using these two references using my project. Now I know the profiles, it just goes this way. I have already taken, while creating the sketch itself, I have already taken that this line and the previous line should be in line with each other. I'm sorry, this line and this line should be in line with each other. You can see that constraint using this coincide command as you can see the projected line. Now we know the dia for the outer one as well as for the inner one. The inner one is 8 and the outer one actually is 14. The 14 is only up to 10, which is typical. That is, on both sides it has 10 length. This is 10 and the dia here is 14. We know that the dia of this one is supposed to be 8. The same length is for this one as well, which is supposed to be 10, is already given as typical in the drawing. So once I exit, it tries to remove the material from the inner side, as you can see. You can do the same over here, or you can actually take a counter bore hole. They have already informed that it's a counter bore hole. So let's try to understand how the symbol works. Firstly, I'd like to use a hole command for it and try to position the sketch. Again, I'm trying to maintain concentricity and I'm not coinciding it with the line because it is necessary that it maintains the center. Now under type you again have counter bore. Now under counter bore, as per the drawing, this is a counter bore icon. The dia of the counter bore is 14 and the depth is 10. So the dia of the counter bore parameter is 14 and the depth is 10. Now the actual hole, whatever is the smaller hole which is inside, is 8 and is through. So the inner one is 8 and is up to the next surface. This is your next hole. This is how you understand how a counter bore icon or the symbol is given and how do you do that. Now there are other 4 counter bore holes as well. It's understood in a similar manner. 4 into counter bore 6, depth 2, 4 is through. Let me try to show you how that works as well. On this face I have a feature or I have the hole. Now I'd like to take the dimensioning first and give the dimensions. It's in the drawing, it's at 5 typical. That means it maintains 5 from this edge as well as from this edge. So it maintains 5 from either sides. Now, again we know that it's a countable hole. So under type it's already given as countable. Let us see what are the parameters. Dia 6 with depth 2. This is dia 6 with depth as 2. Let me change this first because 6 is more, it cannot accept it that way. This is 4 through. 6 is lesser than that number, so it cannot accept it that way. This is your countable. You can either mirror or create a pattern. Since I don't know the center to center distance between these, I'll just use a mirror command. So it's easy for me to do it because I have already taken it symmetrically. Let me try to go back here and then try to do that. Now under mirror, I can mirror this one as well. Okay. Let me try to take a hole here. For some reason, it's not creating a mirror. It follows the same process, 5 and 5. You can actually take a point pattern as well if you're interested. That would have been a little more easier rather than doing this over and over again. These are the holes. Now, there are 2 more given here, which is 2 into 3. So let's try to give that 2 into 3 on this face. It's not a counter bore, it's a very simple hole. It's of 3 dia up to next. Let us try to position the sketch by maintaining again concentricity. Concentricity should be maintained in case you want it to be in that place whenever you make changes in your body. If you want it to constantly be in center of this arc, you need to maintain concentricity because in later modeling, if you change the center of the arc, the whole also auto updates itself. Now let me hide the sketch for you. The remaining ones are your rounds. They are the last features, but finishing operations are usually done in the end. So there is R4 typical, which are for these 4 edges as well as these edges. So let's try to give that first. On the downside, it has R2 actually. Hence, I did not give the R. Hence, I deselected the edge. Supposed to be R2. Now we can give it to this edge as well. Hopefully, it takes it this time. It's supposed to be R4, and onto the other side as well. I'll use the same fillet to give it on both the sides, and then on this side as well. These are your routes. This is how you create these kind of models using CATIA as the CAD tool. Now we are doing basic Sketcher tutorials for all freshers. This is a video which we have already posted on 6th of October. You can have a look at it. Subsequent videos will be posted tomorrow or day after. Please notify and subscribe to our channel so you get an information that we are keeping new videos. If you like our videos, please like them. It will encourage us to do more. Thank you.